Hey, welcome back everybody. This is going to be the last episode of HGA Alliance for Season 1, so we've got a special one for you. There's a story.
Flip one, HGA 4, hit it.
So I did it. Adam and Kaylee are married. All that's taken care of, and now Adam's dad owes me something for marrying them, because I've got a rear end that keeps flying apart on this rear end, and Mike Lowhorn has the knowledge on how to fix it. So what he decided to do, I had to drop that truck off at his place right after the wedding to prep for Knoxville. He's gonna blow that whole rear end apart, he's gonna make sliders, and he's gonna make ladder bars, so we have no more of this driveline trouble. It's been haunting us in 2022. So we pick it up from Mike's. The truck is all, it seems great. We're getting ready to leave for Knoxville in a couple days, so all I have time to do is load it up and change the oil. I went ahead and cut the oil filter apart just to check it again and make sure that we weren't making glitter, which we weren't. Everything was good, so all the smoking that we're having is coming from the #1 cylinder, which probably just the piston ring. We decided to go to Knoxville a day early. We actually rented a lake house, so took the wife and kids, Kayla and Trent. We dropped that truck off early and decided to go to the lake house, chill out, and get our head right for the next day. I knew I had a couple things to change. I knew I had that shifter that was too low, it kept crushing my hand. I wanted to at least go to Knoxville and make a test and tune run, if anything. So we wake up the next day, we're ready to go run at Knoxville. The track has a new owner too, and they're all fired up about this event. We pull in, and who meets us at the gate? My good buddy Ernie. And that's a good sign from everybody up above that today is going to be a good day. So as soon as we get there, we land at just about perfect time for the driver's meeting, and I'm parked far enough away from Quain's trailer that I got distracted a few times, had to snap a picture or two on the way. And then when we get to the driver's meeting, my kids being with me, they were so fired up that I ended up playing with dinosaurs more than listening to rules, so I hope they didn't need me to know anything. After I get back from the driver's meeting, I decided it's time to warm the truck up and do a lap with the kids. We like doing a parade lap and waving at everybody. And I'm getting the kids loaded up, and I look over, my buddy Don Jenkins wasn't paying attention. He just about hit the bug zapper. So that was the first time a fender almost hit something that day. The next time was during the first pass. When I go up, does a good burnout, it's smoking a lot. I was paying more attention to the smoke from my burnout than I was my line lock button, and forgot to let go of that thing again. So that time, it jerked me right, and you couldn't have put a piece of paper between me and the wall.
Mikey doesn't exactly give you tons of time to get into space. So it is definitely your responsibility to be in place, ready, camera running, not shaking, which is the part I struggle with. But I had gotten in place. Everything just sort of slowed down, because as soon as he took off, you know, it's that split second of, oh my gosh, it's working, it's going, you know. And then the unexpected begins happening, where he is now coming towards me, like he's coming straight towards me, and that's a scary feeling, because he's going also towards the wall. Especially with everything being slowed down, your brain starts thinking of all the times that the Fiat, you know, when things wouldn't go right. And we're so hopeful for the bug zapper, and we have so much faith in it, that, you know, it almost feels like a betrayal, like, no, not you too, you know. You're like, no, you're not supposed to do that. But it was a huge relief to then see Mikey correct the path there, get back on and cross that finish line. It was such a relief, because not only is he safe, but the truck's fine. You know, luckily it was just driver error, which that definitely was not what I thought happened. I immediately thought, okay, something's broken. I never thought that it was something Michael may not have done perfect. So shows the confidence I have in him. I never assume that it's his fault. I always assume it's the car.
My fault, it's all line lock.
Huh?
Because the line lock, I did it again.
The line lock?
I gotta get used to it. As soon as I get comfortable feeling in it, I'll be doing real good. I get back, just about embarrassed as always. It's driver error again. Add that to the list this season. And I'm sitting there trying to get my mind right, and all of a sudden, my buddy from Colorado, Fast Eddie, sneaks up on me.
You want to say anything before you see him?
I'm going to sneak up on Mikey Brown.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all coming out. Thank you.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
Man, look at you. You need to meet Heather. It's my girlfriend. Give me a hug.
It was the perfect time. I needed the distraction because I was beating myself up pretty bad. And a good hug from Eddie will always get you ready for the first round of eliminations. I know that I'm having the shifter problem, shifting, and the truck's smoking pretty bad. I know we've got a few things to do to prep that thing, but I still want to go out. I pulled John Bish in the Spit 6 car first round. I want to go out and make him run for it. I think I've got something for him. We pull up to the staging lanes, and Scott Partee is standing there for the first time with his family. You know, he actually brought his wife, his son, and his family came out. They stayed around the same lake we did, and they actually showed up to the track the next day to watch him run.
Underneath the hood there, boy, the cheek magnet.
Hey, do you do a burnout pass?
The entire year for him. Next up, John Fish. Going to be in the Spit 6 here on the tower side. He'll be taking on Mikey Brown in the Bug Zapper truck over there in the right-hand lane.
So I pulled up for the second pass, and what I was worried about more than anything is on high RPMs, like at the line in that thing, it was smoking. It looked like I was doing a front-wheel drive burnout, like so much smoke was coming out of the front wheel wells. So what I decided was this time I'm going to try to leave on low RPMs and see if I can just stab John right out of the hole. Well, what happened was I stabbed and it stumbled. And then by the time John took off, you cannot make a mistake with a guy like John. He's a lumberjack on the tree, cuts that sucker down every single time. And you ain't chasing down a guy like him, not in a truck that weighs what mine does compared to his little Triumph, you know. But congratulations to John. We got eliminated first round, and what ended up happening in Knoxville was that was the very first trophy that was ever given away to HGA. And the man that started it all, Paul Combus, came back for his first race this season, and he took that trophy home. So it worked out the way it was supposed to anyway. So Chicky comes out to help me change the oil and get it ready for Shadyside, and we realized that it used 2 quarts of oil in them 2 passes at Knoxville. So instead of putting oil back in it, I decided to fill that up with a good old Hoosier brand and put some Lucas oil additive all the way to the top in that thing.
You know what the goal is this time, sis? I don't care if it's against any of them. I'd like to win one pass. I'd like to win one pass. I don't even care if it's in practice. Who's that crew? I put you guys in here for good luck, but what do you think? Easier to see than hear, ain't it? We're showing up with some upgrades that should help us get off that line a little easier and shift more efficiently.
The last thing we had to do was lengthen that shifter. I just grabbed a piece of flat stock, lengthened it pretty well as fast as I could just to get to the track and get there. Me and Chicky got the Bug Zapper all ready for the finale at Shadyside. We've got the shifter extension fixed, so no more crushing my middle finger. I put a little like needle point button on it, so I'll be stabbing it on the other side now, but other than that, everything's good to go. I went over all the nuts and bolts. I pulled the catch pan off and drained the oil. I cut the filter apart, checked it. We have no metal shavings, so that smoke is gotta be just piston rings. Me and John Dwiggins is gonna go through it this winter, refreshing that engine, so I just need it to make it through Shadyside. You think it'll make it, Cheeky? Hey, let's go give it a shot. Okay.
So what is your favorite thing about this truck compared to the other cars?
I like it because I want Daddy to win.
You think this is the best vehicle to get him to win?
Mm-hmm.
You think we got a chance to win in this whole thing?
Yeah!
Let's go give it a shot.
Perfect.
Once we got to Shadyside, it was actually pretty late. I had the whole family with me again, so it was like my heart started beating hard enough to where it's time to unload the truck. I'm making passes. It's looking like it could possibly rain tomorrow, so I knew I wanted to make multiple passes tonight because it wasn't looking great unless, you know, you could stay for Monday, which we knew we couldn't because we all had to go back to work. And we're 7 or 8 hours from home, so this isn't a test and tune night for us. This is the main event. So I get my helmet ready, I get my jacket ready, and I watch my wife and kids start walking up to the stands when I head to the staging lanes. I get to the staging lanes, it's fairly empty, and when I pull up to go do my burnout, everyone's sitting there waiting on me ready to watch the show.
We held together, let's go!
Does a good burnout as always, and I'm starting to realize that the smoke ain't going away. Everyone up there is looking around at where in the world this smoke's coming from, and it's coming from the headers. So, hey guys, it's called the bug zapper, and if I ain't gonna outrun a Volkswagen, at least I can kill some skeeters up on the line for y'all. I get them staging lights just like always. I get them tailgate chains swinging. And knowing that my daughter and my son is up in them stands watching me, I wasn't gonna make a mistake. I hit that light as soon as it turned green and she's gone. That truck was built to do one thing, boogie, and it does it just fine.
What'd you think about that?
That looked good. That looked good.
See, we just got to run that right after 8, and that's the main event right there.
Hell yeah. Representing Indiana, boys.
That's right.
I pull back around, I get my time slip, and I'd done a low 8. So our 799 goal still hasn't been reached. So I don't even worry about pulling that truck back into its spot. I've got it sitting there ready. I know for a fact round 2's coming up very soon.
All right, guys and girls, the staging lanes is open.
Hey, how did that first pass feel, man?
Good at 817.
817.
Fastest one yet.
I know.
Good. I gotta get used to the shifter because I used to shift it like this.
Yeah.
Well, now it's like rah, rah, rah. It's like driving an old farm truck again. So.
Awesome, man. You look great, man.
Did it look like a pretty good
Oh,
time?
it looked good.
Hey, the old girl's smoking bad.
Hey, I told Alan's like, that don't look like, then it sounded run like an H-gas car. So like, yeah, someone should probably have us pull our motor later tonight.
They probably will need it.
All right, I'll see you, man.
See you, brother.
So the kids are there, they're giving me hugs. I'm still fired up. And everyone here has seen me make one pass a day, break all season. But what I'm known for is running in that bug, man. Anybody that ever sees me run, I make a pass and I don't stop making passes. By the time we get back home, my cars need as much rest as I do. And I tell you what, the heartbeat of this truck is my heartbeat. It's that 292 Chevy that's always got me down the track every time I've needed it to. So I trust it. And I know this second pass is going to be my last for the night because we're really getting pretty late.
2 times in a row. What do you think? What do you think?
Hey, between all the smoke, that was a pass right there.
See, look at that. That's how you blind the opponent. And then
No line lock. You let go of a line lock finally.
yeah, yeah.
So I pull up that second time, I'm making even more smoke than before, and she makes even more fire than before too, because I ran a 789. All goals were met. Stamped that truck, it did everything I needed it to do, and what failed from a crusty crab, you know, leaving us hanging all these times, hey, I am so proud to know that we laced up our shoes, got back to work, wiped our tears, and built that truck in 3 weeks to come in and save the season for us.
Mikey hot lapping actually was a very happy accident for Ruthie and I, because him hot lapping didn't give us enough time to go back up and find a spot in the bleachers or on the side. We were destined to stay by the truck. So not only was that the perfect pass, but I had the pleasure of capturing the perfect moment for Michael. That he doesn't get to see some of the things that are the most important moments. So to me, it's a real honor to have captured that for him, so he gets to experience the kids and Ruthie's reaction to him finally having a successful few passes, finally making it and hitting the goal of being under 8 seconds. As Michael's blazing past, I get to pan over and see Ruthie and the kids going crazy, and the kids are climbing down and screaming. And the moment that I heard Loita squeal "Daddy" after he blew past her, I mean, there's no more precious a moment in the racing season or for a racing family than getting to capture the moment of the kids reacting to the father in pride and joy and happiness and excitement, and just being there to get that meant a lot to me. I want to focus more on getting the moments that no one else will, or no one else will think to capture. So that's what I want to do in 2023. Like, just talking to you guys, like I want to try to focus more on that. I want to be in the pits. I want to be near the kids and Ruthie and capture those moments, because I know those are irreplaceable and priceless for Michael. Like, he's not going to see those any other way. So I do want to try to get those.
What do you remember, or what did you feel the first time you, as in Ruthie, got to see Mikey actually get to hot lap and have successful passes versus the common break per pass that we've had for several seasons? What do you remember the most about that?
It's been amazing. It has been very frustrating, because when we were having the Fiat with the HGAS, right, it was becoming like we were very like, we loved that car because my nephew was tied to that. So we wanted it to really like work out for us, of course. But it just wasn't, and it kept breaking, it kept breaking. Every race we would go to, we were hopeful, but it just kept breaking, right? And it just is a little bit disappointing, because it's like, we don't want that for our viewers, we don't want that for us, we want everybody at the races, you know, they're excited to see us succeed and stuff, you know. So Michael getting that truck finished in the time he did was insane, first off, and just being able to see it perform at Shadyside the way it did that night was amazing. It was exciting. It was great to get to see it finally be something special, and the kids got to be there with us. I got to be there. Trent and Kayla got to be there. It was amazing, and see the people that come up and be a part of it with us and enjoy that excitement with us. You know, it was very special, a special moment for all of us, and I was just so thrilled that Michael got to enjoy that, and we all got to enjoy that. It means a lot to me as a wife for him. It's very special, it really is. And that the kids get to see that too, you know, it is a big deal, because I guess I haven't gotten to see a lot of that over the years, because we do have children, and I have to be there for the kids, and I can't always be there to support Michael in that aspect, because I'm supporting him with our family. And so I miss out on a lot of the good times, and when I am there this past year, you know, it's been the Fiat and it's been breaking, and it's like, why are we doing this? This isn't fun. This isn't fun for us. We want to be able to go and be able to put a truck on the trailer and leave and it'd be great, right? We want that. And so being able to do that with the bug zapper, it was a big deal. It was very special, and it was cool to just see everybody so excited for us, and yeah, it was a good moment. I also want to say that I just, I want Michael, I guess, to also, like, he is very talented, and I believe in him so much, and I want him to be able to have that success too, and the positive stories, and for people to be able to see that he is legit. Like, he does create these things, and he really tries and puts everything he has into all of this stuff. And when we were having the Fiat break all the time, it was sad because he is putting so much effort into this. Well, people do see that, but they don't necessarily see the whole behind the scenes, right? And how much effort he does put into it. And it is like, when we had the bug zapper, all the success with that and everything, it's been like, okay, it all is working out. Like, it is. It makes sense now, and like, he's not crazy, I guess. And I am so proud of him for everything that he has done throughout all of this. You know, it's not always made sense, I guess, but it is good. And I feel like, I don't know, it's been a good road. Like, it's been hard, but it's been a good road, and I am proud of all of us for everything. And it is too for me as a family, like, with us wanting to really, like, our kids, they love this. Like, Loita was asking me the other day, Mom, when are we going to go to the races again? Well, honey, it's coming up, you know, like, it's warming up, we're going to be there again, you know. So it's like, they're excited, and it's because we went and done all of this, and these last few races, they have been so fun. Like, this is not my cup of tea, guys, but like, the Sega races are a good time, and we've met a lot of good people through it, and I cannot complain one bit. So like, I even enjoy going and doing that stuff, and I love that it is a family aspect, and that Trent and Kayla can be there with us. It's so awesome. I really do enjoy it. And the bug zapper was even better because it was successful. Like, it made some passes, and he earned a shifter with it too. So, like, it was cool. Okay, and I'm just so excited for what 2023 is going to bring for us. We're looking forward to another race season. I don't know what's in store. I mean, it sounds like there's going to be some exciting things come up, but yeah, it's going to be great. I know, no matter what, because Michael's got an eye for stuff, Trent's got an eye for his thing too, and me and Kayla, we're here to do whatever the boys need us to do.
And what I've noted from this season, and what means the most to me, is what I've seen the whole crew grow with all their skills. And seeing this truck hot lap, that brought me back to seeing the old Mikey that I knew back at Dragway 42. Because Ruthie never got to see what I first saw in Mikey when it comes to the racing side. And with her coming along and seeing these breaks, I just felt like she hasn't seen his full potential when it comes to at the race itself. And the same thing goes for Caleb, from the banana hammock days to the Fiat days, all this braking. But what's good about all this is if we can stay happy and motivated through all these hard times, and as a filmer and editor, finally getting to use the music genres of happy and excitement, and because, you know, before all this was blues, sadness, sympathetic, and that's the genres I would have to pick, right, on the editing. And now I can actually pick happy. I can pick uplifting music because everything is becoming more successful thanks to the bug zapper. And the fact that something that was built in, what, 28 days has brought us the most success. And writing off of this season and seeing, like, my favorite clip from HGA 3 was Ruthie getting an explanation of Mikey using this compressor piece from Papaw on the Jericho, leading into this episode 4 of Kayla capturing the kids and Ruthie getting so excited of seeing the Mikey that I know hot lapped and be successful. I think it's truly going to carry us with so much momentum into this 2023 season with the racing, with our builds, our movies, because we got to go into a winter and holiday with happiness and success versus maybe next year. Maybe next year we will have a successful pass and a successful race. We got it. We felt like we won the Super Bowl, so to speak, when it comes to our racing. I know that we didn't get to raise a HGAS, trophy, but I felt like as a family we got to raise a trophy among ourselves with all this happiness. And I'm just so thankful that we get to actually eat the fruit of our labor, and I'm just so excited for 2023 season now.
Like, I've never thought about how you're using blues music on the Fiat episodes and stuff, and now you get to use the exciting music. I think that's a really cool, thought behind that.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like in Ohio, I picked one song where I'm like, this is almost too sad. I think I even made the clips like black and white, and I was like, I think I'm actually stuck too much in this like dark hole with Mikey. Like I'm watching his breaks, and it's putting me into this hole because I'm trying to match what I think he feels, because I'm standing behind obviously the camera filming him building and filming the braking, but it's really Mikey has to go through it because it's his work, and he has so much skill and talent, and these parts that within our budget we're using are failing us, and it's not because of his fault, because we're not millionaires. We have to. That's kind of part of our story, is we're putting together stuff with what we have, right? We're not building credit rods where we just have a bunch of boxes show up and we're building a little kit car. Everything's bolt-on. It's literally manufacturing things out of. It was again from HGA 3, using compressor parts to fix for the Jericho, and literally a truck that's like 8 different vehicles from all different parts of the Midwest. It's just so cool. But yes, I just doing this video right here is going to be different from almost everything, because the fact that if you think about the Banana Hammock movie, the Fiat, and the beginning of this truck, there's always been something that happens to us, and it's almost like, I hope people don't think we're doing it on purpose. We really truly want to have successful passes, and now that we got to end the season off of successful passes, I'm like, oh, I just can't wait to put happy, uplifting, and just something uplifting means the most to me.
So we go back to our Airbnb. It started raining when we got back there, and just like we predicted, next day, rain out. All those guys had to stay extra days that we didn't have. So everything of the HGAS season worked out just like it was supposed to, because as soon as we got that truck home, I pulled it off the trailer to do its last burnout before we pull the motor out to get rebuilt to go back in my Bug, and she popped, wouldn't turn back on. So that's all it had in it. It gave me everything I had to give, and I gave it everything I had to give.
Goodness gracious.
There went the motor.
Yeah, that's what I was like, what the heck are you doing? Probably for the best we didn't, Were you scared? Now what do you do?
Hey, if I'd have done one more burnout, it'd have blown up.
Yep.
That's it. One more burnout, blew up. Got to rebuild it. Me and John's gonna rebuild it. That's why it was pulled out of the Bug in the first place. Straight up, that truck lasted and did exactly what I needed it to. It just blown up. It won't even start.
It made it through the season. Thank you very much. You did it.
All the parts from the Bug Zapper have homes already. I mean, it robbed most of them. So the engine for the Bug Zapper was actually out of the 6-offender, my Bug, which you'll be seeing it come back together in a new special we're going to do of a resurrection of the 6-offender to go out and race with some of the guys that are inline racers out in Colorado this year. And the Bug Zapper lives with John McLaughlin, which if you rewind back to Knoxville, he pulled his sleeve up and he had a tattoo of that truck in the same color blue I was going to paint it, and it was one of his family members, and he said, when you sell that one, I want it. Well, he's coming on Sunday to pick it up, so it's still staying in the HGAS family. Guys, thank you all so much for tagging along through this whole season, It's been a lot of ups, a lot of downs. I know it seemed like more downs than ups, but in the valleys of life, I find the best people. So no regrets at all. You all, get out there and build something. It's a dark world. Let's go out there and light it up.
If you enjoyed HGA 4, you're going to love what I got coming up next. Because I'm here in Texas, and I'm cooking up the next movie. Me and the pickle jar will see you all next time.